OBS, Open Broadcast Software, to be used for live streaming concerts at MJC. What you are seeing now is a recording of my screen so that you can see all the features of OBS. This is not the final recording of the live stream itself. We would enable that here in our start recording button over here in our controls. So I will start recording so we can see what our finished product sounds like. And I will begin that now. This is a demonstration of OBS. My name is Matea Overstreet. I'm running through a Focusrite Scarlett on a MacBook M1 MacBook Pro laptop. I want to demonstrate how you can set up different scenes for your live streams to have very seamless transitions and high quality audio and video output to your live streams. All happening in real time. We're currently not streaming, but it's quite easy to start streaming and manage your broadcast here. And there's plenty of other settings that we could go into later. But I just want to show you what I have created as a possible template for us to use for our concerts at MJC. Right here, you're viewing our main camera. This is what is displaying in our program, in our broadcast. I'm going to bring us into studio mode so that you can see what happens behind the scenes and how we can more professionally curate our broadcasting program. So when you go into studio mode, we see a preview over here on the left and our program on the right and our transition controls and settings here in the middle. I'm currently on the main camera. Our scenes are on the bottom left. My idea is that our concert would open with an image of the concert poster. This is the first thing that people will see on the live stream so that they know they're in the right place at the right concert and can see this type of program information. So what I do is from our main camera, I will transition over here to our image that we will begin with. As you can see, we're in studio mode, so we're getting a preview of our potential next screen comparing to our program screen, which is being broadcasted. You can see what is being broadcasted when we take ourselves out of studio mode. This is our first slide, so to speak. Bringing us back into studio, it's time for us to transition into our main camera and our main view of the auditorium or of the ensemble. I select our scene. You can see it in the preview here. I transition it over to our program. We have a nice fade setting set up so that it seems very nice and professional and easy on the eyes. When it's time to display some program information or text on the screen, we can enable that in our next scene over here. I have labeled first piece text, and we have the title and composer listed here. We would then bring that in at an appropriate time in the beginning of our first piece. And once we feel like it's just being a distraction on our screen, we can bring it back to our main view that we can see previewed on the left and transition it back so that we remove our text from the screen. Let's say this piece ends over here and the first song is being wrapped up. We can then move into a screen share of a video or something on our browser or any type of media file from our computer. We can integrate with our next scene here and display to our broadcast. Let's say our video presentation or slideshow is complete and we are moving into another piece from the program. I have a scene called second piece with text, title number 2 and composer. When we're ready, I like to bring in the next scene with just the visual and not the text. So I would transition it back to the camera image of our ensemble, and then when I'm ready to display the program information for the piece number 2, we would just fade that text in, and when we're done with it, fade it back out. Just one more scene setting here that I found interesting that would be fun to use is what I call a double screen or a split screen. We could have 2 separate cameras going into the same screen for our broadcast. two different camera angles, or maybe we want to focus on two different instrumentalists that are on a different side of the stage and kind of compare the relationship or the call and response happening in the music. Anything of that nature. We could have two different images coming into our screen at once. So I can transition this over and you can see we have two video captures going into one scene, which is cool. Let's say you have a guest speaker or a conference going on and you want to have the speaker in view as well as the content or media that they're presenting, so you can coordinate your scene to accommodate that. Everything goes directly from OBS straight to the YouTube server. So if we go to our settings, we can see that it's connected to the primary YouTube server. So with a strong Ethernet connection, we would essentially be broadcasting directly to the internet. I'm currently connected with a personal account, but we would connect our MJC YouTube account for these purposes. Other settings that are a little bit more advanced when it comes to video and audio output settings are easy to navigate, but might be complex for some users. However, things are usually set up by default to have everything functioning the way that you want to, with the exception of a few personal preferences that the user might have. That's it for this little intro to OBS. This is the ideal way to broadcast to multiple streaming platforms and integrate audio and visual together, as well as other media for any type of remote presentation. Thank you. And now I will stop my screen recording here so you can see that this video was separate from our recorded live stream content. So I will share both videos so you can see both what's happening behind the scenes and also what our final recorded videos from our concerts would look like when posted and shared on social media and things like that. Thanks for watching.